They're set to go as their Jets will match up with the Buffalo Bills. Here's Hauschka now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
We're going to sign. 49, guys. Mike, 49. They're going to need some therapy after this. Red 80. 49. 49 to Mike. 49 to Mike. We don't want this. Red 80. Hey, Zoo. Yo, 80. Stay at home. Stay at home. Stay at home. Stay at home.
And Darnold just beating the play clock. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Robbie Anderson, 75 yards. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Check.
Here's Allen. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
64, weak. Tight.
Allen again here on 2nd and 10. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
On 3rd down, Allen, and that will be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Now on 4th down, we've got a... Whistle here and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. On 4th down on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. Taken in at the 11. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1-play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone.
Hey, check 24, check 24. He's checking crowd.
And they'll keep it on the ground with Bell. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. 2 yards that time, a stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Throwing on 2nd and 8, Darnold. He's got Anderson right side. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Darnold. Flush to his right. He can run for it, and he will. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first.
How many times do we hear that 3rd down may be the most important down in football, and there's no better example than what we just saw right there. Forced to scramble, knows where the 1st down marker is, dives for it, and gets it. What a big-time play, putting his body on the line to pick up a key 1st down.
Now a 1st down carry by Bell. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Shaq Lawson's one of those guys that after a while you quit just trying to define him by a position. Defensive end, outside linebacker, doesn't matter. He knows how to get upfield and spill some plays.
So disruptive. What makes him so disruptive?
I think it's strength. If you see his upper body, I mean, he's got some strength up there and some really good hands, but he's got some surprising quickness as well to get him upfield.
And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. A 13-yard touchdown run. And the Jets will extend their lead. No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line.
At their own 31-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Allen eluding the pressure right. That's caught by his tight end, Dawson Knox. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
You better be afraid.
The tackle by Tremaine Johnson.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
41 right here, 41 Mike. Watch the out.
Now a first carry for T.J. Yeldon. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2. They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. So the shotgun snap to Allen. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. So off goes Allen, and on comes Stephen Hauschka for the Buffalo field goal. This will be kicked from the 42. It's a 52-yard attempt. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason.
I'm coming after you. 41's the Mike. 41's the Mike. Check Mike, check Mike. 41 Mike, 41 Mike. Strip the ball.
Darnold off the play fake to Bell. Escaping the pressure right. And he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
Hey, high 7. 41. We've got to wedge that, huh? Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant.
Here's Darnold. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 37-yard line.
Hey, go side. 41's Mike. Hey, watch the ball. Watch the ball.
On 2nd and 12, Darnold. He's going to air one out for Anderson. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way in. Touchdown. New York. Robbie Anderson with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Jets will extend their lead. Now the try here for the point after. And it's 21-3.
That's the score, Jets 41.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
That's it, baby. We're going to work.
At their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3. I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum.
When Leonard Williams was picked in the 2015 NFL Draft, I compared him to Merlin Olsen, and I got a lot of grief about it. Did you just see that play there? Did you see how he made that move and made that tackle? That was Merlin Olsen-esque.
Yeah, I just perked up when you said Merlin Olsen.
Yeah, a lot of people said, hey, that's too much, too far, and maybe it is early, but I think this guy has a chance of fulfilling that.
A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down. They keep it with Yeldon on first down. 4th and 2 in the NFL, not ordinarily a running down anymore. Usually that ball is moved through the air. They went ahead and gave it to the back, and he ends up picking up the first down. I'm not sure if they fooled him as much as they just did a nice job executing. Needed 2, and they got 3. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
The second down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there. Not your conventional play call, but that's okay. You probe the defense a little bit with some of everything in your playbook. That way they have to account for everything as the game moves on. Now this time, Allen will throw. Flushed out right. He may try and run for this. And some room to roam now. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 28. We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a first down. A loss of 2 there. Second down.
A loss of 2 brings up second and goal.
And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. The Bills on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is third down and 12. Now Allen. Rolling to his right. A bullet throw, but incomplete. Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on third down. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. He made his first, this from 47 yards out. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break. Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. Back to throw, Darnold. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he's got some space here. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 12 yards there and a first down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
Hey, watch this. 49, guys. Mike, 49.
Here's Darnold. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? And the Jets set to receive this third quarter kickoff, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in the second half. Then he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Allen out to the left. He's got his tight end Knox. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. Now Allen to throw on third down. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field.
And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Lorenzo Alexander wreaking the defensive havoc.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Darnold now to throw. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. Thomas, the intended target. Well, normally you and I would have gone through our season predictions before week 1, but Hurricane Dorian prevented us from doing that last week. So let's go ahead and hear them, your division winners and then the Super Bowl.
Okay, let's start in the AFC. New England in the East. Tennessee in the South. Pittsburgh in the North. And Kansas City out west.
Okay, so I'm with you on 3 of the 4, but I'm going to go with a way too strong week 1 reaction and give Baltimore the edge in the North.
Oh, I like that.
Okay.
All right, let's go NFC.
All right.
I'm going Philadelphia in the East. New Orleans in the South, Minnesota in the North, and the Los Angeles Rams out west.
Okay, so I got 2 different ones. I'm going to go Dallas on the east, and then I'm going to go Green Bay in the north.
The reason I didn't go Dallas, there hasn't been a repeat winner in the East since 2003-2004, so I go with history on that one. Super Bowl predictions, I like Kansas City and New Orleans. Third time's the charm for the Saints to get to the Super Bowl.
Okay, I'm going to go New England over New Orleans in the Super Bowl.
So you got New England winning it?
Yet again, shocker.
I've got New Orleans beating Kansas City, so this is going to be fun to see how it turns out.
And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. Call that a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside of 2 minutes to go now in the third. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. At 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the first down. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's fourth down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
And that is no good. Oh, he missed it just wide of the upright, and this score will stay right where it is. You know that they were thinking second-half comeback here. That's a big miss if they want to have a chance at that comeback.
A very big miss because time is becoming a real factor now, and they're 3 scores down.
A first down run, good for about 3. 2nd and 7 coming up. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Back now here on EA Sports. It's Jet football as they've got the lead here, and we get set to begin quarter number 4.
Check. 49, guys. Mike, 49. Red 80.
From just shy of midfield, Darnold hauled in by Anderson left side. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run. And looking to put this game on ice in the fourth quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
They'll run on first down. It's Bell. Tackle made there by Matt Milano.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Strong right. Foot down. Check. Foot down. Red 80. March 49. I got it.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. The veteran Jerry Hughes drops the hammer in the backfield.
But no takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
I'm scared.
3rd and long, it's Darnold. And he's going to go down again. Big Shaq Lawson gets the sack there. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
Ringo.
And here we go on 4th. Darnold. And this is going to be incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Bills are going to get the football back. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that saying, oh, wow, talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule that if someone does it to them, you won't hear people protest out of them. That's just who they are.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Avery Williamson there to make the stop. And an alley to run. And he gets this all the way inside the Jets' 20 into the red zone. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just one remaining here in this fourth quarter. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Big Leonard Williams there on the stop. Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up third down. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's fourth down. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. An 18-yard touchdown run. And the Bills get a bit closer.
And that touchdown puts us in a position to have a discussion, doesn't it? Now it'll be a 2-score game after the conversion.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt with a 2-score game they're going to have to onside kick it. We'll just see if they've got a miracle up their sleeve.
And you wonder what onside kicks they're going to use and in what sequence if they hope to have a chance to win this game.
And after all that, he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. So the defense gets the stop. I know it's situation to situation, but who has more pressure there, offense or defense, when they go for two?
I truly believe it's the defense has more pressure because the offense has an entire playbook wide open from the 2-yard line. You can run it, you can throw it. So defensively, I think most teams are going to be aggressive and force the issue and try and bring pressure.
Check back.
And Darnold wants to throw the football. He sets to fire deep. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. 2-score game here in the fourth, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And an alley to run. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. And some room to work. John Brown, 20, 10, and he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high-percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
And he'll get into the end zone as the two-point conversion is successful. And now the Jets are going to get this one, and that might be all she wrote. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now. This one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
Well, a first down and then some. Past the 20. And he's across for the late touchdown. It's the NFL on EA Sports as we are in the inner harbor of Baltimore at M&T Bank Stadium. Crowd and through a sea of pirates.